Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I am closing out the month of June. I actually filmed this once and guess what? I accidentally deleted it and I got to film it again. So I am going to review what we did in the month of June as our closeout, and I already have the numbers written down, so I'm good to go. We're just going to look at the last week of the weekly check-in for spending, and we're going to close out paycheck 2, and that'll close out all of June. So June was a crazy month. My parents were in the middle of a move to where I'm at. I traveled some. I went to North Carolina. I came back, helped them with a lot of things, and here we are. So now that you know that, all the bills got paid, all the income came in, everything's checked off here, nothing new, no surprises, so we're good to go here. I already did my sinking funds closeout, so that should already been posted a while ago. Today is June 8th. I'm doing a bunch of videos today. So, not June 8th, geez, July 8th. And so this will be going up, I think, July 9th. So I should have a few videos up to this week. One's going to be late, and the other two are just normal videos. So there we go. Month of monthly budget. I have my verse, I have my prayer, and then all of this, everything pretty much happened the way it was supposed to, what I expected. The videos didn't quite work the way I wanted it to, but that's what I was trying to get done. These numbers actually match the closeout. And I will show you that at the end of closing everything out. Before I can close out paycheck 2, I got to get these numbers. So that is what we're doing here, is closing out the weekly check-in for the last week, the 4th week of the month, which went longer than 7 days. So we are going to write all the numbers down. We're going to check them off, and I'm going to have the totals, do a typical closeout or weekly check-in, bring it into the paycheck 2 for the month, and then move forward from there. So where am I at? Grocery household. Here from the 21st to the 26th. That is what we're looking at. That is what we are putting down as far as what was spent for this last week. So I did do a weekly check-in on this Friday. So this 264 was on the previous week 3, and so was the 6870 for marathon on week 3. So just starting here with these miscellaneous items, going forward is where we're at. I put no spend stickers on the days that went into the next month, and I believe the 28th, 29th, and 30th went into July for me. It just made things a whole lot easier because paydays got moved around just a little bit. My husband got his salary check here, and then his first of the month military retirement and VA disability here. So I was like, I'm just going to shift this over because it just makes more sense. So grocery household starts over here. I was at Walmart with my mom, and I picked up a few grocery items for myself, $43.25. And then I needed to get more stuff. Oh, no, I didn't need to get more stuff. Every month I have a bunch of supplements that come through Amazon. And usually it's around $80 to $100, depending on if I have it on a 4-week, 6-week, whatever cycle it's on. So this is $110.07. They all are individual supplements that got charged to the account, and this is just the total. I didn't want to write 10 different items, so that's what I did there. I stopped at Shell gas station. I was actually traveling back from North Carolina to Kentucky on this day, and this is $6.59. Anytime I go into a convenience store and grab something I can get at a grocery store, I call it grocery household. That is just how I've always operated, and that works for me, and that's where I want the money to come from. Okay, last thing I have with grocery household is $34.84. I think, let's see, either my husband or myself, I can't remember this day clearly, but one of us went over the grocery. I think I went to the grocery store to have a few items. I think we were out of certain cereal for breakfast and some milk and other things that were in the house. Because my parents were still staying here at my house at that time. They had not closed on their house until the 28th, so we had not got their stuff in the house yet. They were still staying with us, so I grabbed that, and that was our grocery household purchases. So let's go ahead and get these numbers, and I'll be right back. All right, so I know we spent $194.75. That was grocery household for that last week. Now restaurants are through the roof. I get that. It didn't matter if I had enough groceries in the house or not. I just wanted to make sure if we were able to cook, we could, and we had the groceries here, or if we were all too tired because we were running around doing a million things, then we had restaurants available as well. So that is what we are doing here. I forgot to check these off. There we go. So restaurants are in blue. Grocery household was pink. You already saw that. Restaurants are in blue. So Papa John's here was $31.52. And there. And then my husband and I went to Steak and Shake and got ice. Then $10.58 at Steak and Shake. That is for 2 milkshakes in those giant glasses with the whipped cream and cherry on top, and old-fashioned kind of date night. So that's what we did. It was $10.58 to get those milkshakes. A lot of fun and amazing milkshakes. The next thing we have is Burger King. My husband stopped and got a sandwich for himself. I was not home. I was in North Carolina. And then Hall's Vending, he had to get lunch at the place he works, and there are people that provide lunches there, and that's called Hall's Vending. That's what they call on their receipt. So I have that, $8.25. That was like a sandwich and a drink and some chips and things like that. And then Chick-fil-A, I actually went and got a breakfast at Chick-fil-A. Bought the breakfast sandwich and the, hash browns, as well as I think the minis, the 4-count minis. So I bought all of it because I wanted all of it. And I was getting ready to get back on the road driving from Kentucky to North Carolina. So I got breakfast, and that was $12.86. It was yummier than what the hotel would have provided that I stayed in. And then $20.65 A&W restaurant. By the time I got all the way to Kentucky, this restaurant's right next to the grocery store, so we got something to eat. Got a few groceries, as you saw here, $34.84, and yeah, that's what we did right there, and got something to eat because I was exhausted. The rest of my family ate. My husband hadn't at the time. Well, he did, but he said he didn't make enough spaghetti for dinner for him, so he got like a third of what he normally would have eaten. So he was like, I'm still hungry. I said, well, let's go over here and get something to eat. So that's what we did. So I'm going to total these numbers up. All right, so that was $913.32. What am I doing? That's not 900. Okay, $96.57. That is how much we spent eating out that week. Again, a lot of travel, a lot of eating out because we just ran out of time to cook. It was getting late in the evenings and things like that. And then some fun date nights as well. So that is what we did there. And then miscellaneous, I ordered a book on Kindle, and then I got the Audible to go with it because that's how I read. I have reading comprehension issues. The book was $9.38 and the Audible was $7.94. And these are just books that were important to me, so I went ahead and got that. And then spent $10.59 at Harbor Freight. I know my husband needed a hitch to go on his Jeep that would pull a trailer so we can unload the storage unit when the time comes on this weekend after. We borrowed the trailer from a friend from church, and we needed a specific size hitch for it, and so we went to Harbor Freight and picked one up. Amazon $15.89. I am not sure what that was. Oh my goodness, let me look that up. Okay. I do remember what I did here, $15.89. I have NutriSense sensors on my arm and checks my blood sugar, my glucose levels, and stuff like that. And I bought a box of 30 patches that are waterproof and work better than what I get from NutriSense. So I ordered a package from Amazon. It was $15.89. So that is what I got there. So let's total this number up. All right, so it looks like I did $43.80 here. I really hope my numbers are right because I do not have my notes left over. I had one copay that was $16.19 of a prescription, I think, for me, and that was taken care of. I forgot to check these off. See, did I get everything? Yeah, I checked everything off. So this is where we're at. We had 0 bills. As you know, I do put everything on the credit card. We're paying that off, we pay it off every week. So I can go ahead and total this out. $194.75 plus $96.57 plus $43.80 plus $16.19. $351.31. I'm pretty sure that's what I made a payment for. I can double check that on my handwritten. Oh, it's way back here. I forgot. I needed more room. Let's see. Yes, $351.31. That is what I paid, and some of these other payments came from other areas like sinking funds and stuff like that. That we paid for stuff. So there's that. And then, so that's why I paid the credit card back for sure. And that closed out all the spending that we did for week 4 in the weekly check-in of June at the end of the month. So we're closing that out. So the next step I do is put the spending. So all these little different spending, let's see if I can get this up. $194.75, $96.57, yay, $43.80. 0 for gasoline and $16.19 for copay, and there were no unbudgeted and no bills. So we did the weekly check-in. I already put all the numbers in, and this closes out the month of June for the weekly check-in. So we had $87.20 left over. We could do the math real quick here. 194. Let's see, 281.95 minus 194.75, and that gave us 87.20. I was over budget here, only had 57.43. Again, all the cash for this is already sitting in the checking account. So when I'm over, either the buffer takes care of it or these other categories take care of it. Minus 96.57, that left me a negative 39.14. Okay, so now we had a negative 435. I'm going to add a negative 380 or 43.80. And that gave me 48.15 negative. We were over budget in our restaurants and our miscellaneous. We get to gas. We were over budget in gasoline. We overspent by $39.97. We didn't spend any more. We were over for the entire paycheck period. In the budget there, and we had 44 minus 16.19, and that's $29.25 left in the budget as far as the spending goes. So now that we know how much we spent, paycheck 2 included week 3 and 4 of the weekly check-in. So if I take these two numbers, if I take the 587, 93 plus the 194.75, and that gives me $782.68. So this is how I figure out how much was spent in paycheck 2, because I know week 3 and 4 were where the spending happened in paycheck 2. So now I can go back here and go backwards and look what's left for the rest of the month in paycheck 2, because we only have 2 paycheck periods, the 1st to the 14th and the 15th to the last day of the month. And if you look at the grocery household, I missed that number. let's see, 587.93. I messed up the number. Plus the 194.75. That's the 782.68. And if I subtract it from here, 869.88 minus the 782.68, that leaves 87.20, which is the same number I have here. So though it takes 2 paycheck periods, it covers the answers to these. How much I budgeted and how much I actually spent equals the same balance here. So that's how that works. So we're just going to move forward and look at the rest of the numbers. Here you can see we overspent. We had 190, 33 left in the budget, and we spent 229.47. Here we had $163.57, and we spent $211.72. Here we had gas, where it was $72.92 for the paycheck period, and we spent $112.98. We were under budget for copay, and we already saw the answer to that. So the question is, did we stay in budget for the entire month, or did I have to bring more money over to cover the cost of the overspending in this area? So we budget buffer, what we planned or hoped to have left over was $19.27. I forgot to hide this. So as you can see, we still had $8.46. Let's do the math. So we thought we were going to have $1,021.97. And that's exactly what we had. Nothing changed in our expenses over here, our fixed expenses, but a lot changed here in our grocery household. So let's take these numbers. How did we still have $8.46? You have $782.68 plus $229.47 plus $211.72 plus $112 and oops, I forgot the 89 cents. Hopefully the math still works. And then $16.19. Okay, so let's see if this number matches. And it does. Yay. So $1,352.95 is what we spent in the actual. It's a little higher here, but enough to keep it from going over budget for the entire month in paycheck 2 going into the new month. So my income never changed. I did not get any extra income, so I just brought the same number over here. We had $2,383.38, and we're going to subtract the $1,021.97 and the $1,352.95. Leaves me $8.46. This was my beginning balance for the month of July. I've already started the month of July. Today's the 8th of July, so this is going up quite late, and I accidentally deleted the first time I filmed it in real time. So yeah, that kind of a big fail for me as far as getting it filmed, but not a fail for the month because I still had cash left over. Not a lot. So I left the $8.46 in the checking account, carried it over into the next month, and if you saw my July budgets, you're going to see right here where that number is. I accounted for it, so the month of July is happening. Now, the way I budget, all this paycheck 1, paycheck 2, and the weekly check-in matches everything I did here on this one page. So this is my total for the month. We brought in $8,013.49 for the entire month. Some of it came from savings, which is this $254. In order to cover NutriSense, I had to have this amount of money in the checking account in order to cover everything and have a few dollars left over. There was the budget amount for the bills. Water was $31.10, so that dropped, but electric went up. So that was $152 and only budgeted $150. So that was up by $2.46. Next month is even higher. So yeah, I had to do some finagling to make sure that we can cover the cost of running our air conditioning and keeping our house kind of cold, because my husband has to have it at a certain temperature just to be comfortable. All right, here we go. As you can see, originally the 3,000, well, I didn't go over these numbers, but this was down, and then this was up a little bit based on what we spent for the entire month. And this has the monthly totals for grocery, household, restaurants, miscellaneous, gasoline, and copay. These are the numbers that I focus on the most throughout the month, because these are the ones that are changing. The rest of these don't change. They're static, or they've changed very little. So I don't worry about those nearly as much. I just check it off and make sure that they get paid, and that the checking account is flowing properly. Where I need to pay the most attention is spending and spending categories. And I try not to have too many. 6 is my max. At the beginning of the month, I thought I would have $4.98 left over. We are in good shape, because now we had $8.46 left over. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. And this matches what the paycheck 2 closeout as far as the buffer goes. So everything worked out good. So if you do a monthly budget and you only do a monthly budget, make sure you're paying attention to everything that goes in and out. And if it's up or down, where the water is less or more, or the electric is less or more, or if you have natural gas, things like your utilities that fluctuate, that's what you got to pay attention to. I had to pay attention to things like, I don't have Spectrum on here. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that was lower than normal just because they messed up DVR and they gave everybody a credit. So my bill was lower, and now it's back up again a little bit. And hopefully that kind of works itself out. So pay attention to the utility companies and pay attention to your bills. Make sure nobody is charging more than they should. And if they are, that you double check what they're charging and if they are in the right or the wrong to do that. So that is what we have here. And we are done for the month of June. That is over with. And we have moved on to July. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Have an amazing, blessed day. Bye.